What's going on, you guys? It's Jay from DigiTamer Jay, and in this video we've got an updated Jesmon deck profile for the BT7 format. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and turn on that bell for notifications for more videos like this. I won't be going through all the staple cards that were in the deck before. I will touch up on the new updates and what works well against certain decks in this meta. If you want to see the old Jesmon deck profile, I'll put a link in the video, probably a pop-up somewhere, but yeah, let's get into it. As always, we start off with the eggs. We are running 4 Demi-Meramon. Now we're still running 4 eggs because Jesmon is a deck that wins really quickly, or you're keeping your stack in the raising, and yeah, you'll probably never ever get to the 5th egg during a match. But we're running Demi-Meramon as opposed to Baby Demon this time. Reasoning for that is, at times if you do want to raise out your stack, it gives the DP boost to stuff that isn't Jesmon, and at the same time, this when this Digimon attacks a player, it gains plus 1000 for the turn. So that isn't once per turn. So if you're swinging with Jesmon and have the Savior inheritable, or you unsuspend, it'll trigger twice and you'll have 2000 DP boost, which is pretty much the same thing as Baby Demon, which gives 2000 to something that has piercing. So yeah, we're just running the Demi-Mera for a bit more flexibility, and it sort of does the same thing at the same time. Next up, our rookies. We got 4 Huckmon. This is a staple in Jesmon. I won't harp on about it too much because I did so before. But yeah, you can add up to 2. At best you're drawing 2, which is really nice for a 3-cross. You can grab your Saviors, you can grab your Jesmon. Yeah, it's a really good card. You need to be running 4 of it in Jesmon. Next up, 4 of the BT7 Huckmon. Now this is a new inclusion. It's got an inheritable. When attacking once per turn, reveal the top 5 cards, add all system mons to your hand, the rest go to the bottom of the deck. So this is a new way that Jesmon has searching ability, more of a way to thin out your deck as well. Before you would have the problem of, do I grab my system mons or do I grab my Savior and Jesmon with the Huckmon, depending on what's in your hand. But now you can grab your pieces with the Huckmon, and later on, because we're running quite a few system mons, you can just, with this inheritable when attacking, get your system mons that way, and it thins out your deck, which is nice. But yeah, 4 costs. This is the one you really want to be digivolving, and it's 3000 DP, which is nice. If you ever want to, if it ever gets boosted from CL, or you want to use a Judgment of the Blade or something to get rid of a little thing, 3000 is nice. But yeah, it's a new good inclusion in the deck. Next up, we're running 2 Gaussmon. Now this card is really important in this meta, because you've got things like the level 5 hybrids that reduce their memory cost by 2, so they only cost 1 to digivolve. This stops that. I tested this against green also, and it's really good against green, because JP, if you digivolve on JP, the green tamer, it reduces the cost by 1, so this stops that. It also stops Digisorption if they have like Blossom on level 5. It stops that because that is reducing the cost. And if they're running something like Hidden Potential with Susanumon, this also stops Hidden Potential because it's reducing the cost. So it's really nice. And if you have both on the field, they both boost each other, its other effect. All your other Gaussmon get plus 3000 DP. So if you have both on the field, then on your turn they're both 5k, which is nice. I was thinking about bumping this up to 3, because it actually really is good in this meta. But yeah, Gaussmon's really good. Next up, we've got 2 Agumon. Now this is a new inclusion in the rookie list that I didn't have before as well. Inheritable, when this Digimon attacks a player, when it attacks the security, it gets 2000 DP for the turn. Now I opted to include this specifically because at times you might hit a Susanumon in security, for example, and you want to get over that DP threshold. This is nice to have, but mainly it's in here for the yellow hybrid matchup because they've got 2-cost TK that boosts their security. They also have Zoe if she's in an inheritable. If they've digivolved on Zoe, the yellow tamer, then they get all the security Digimon get plus 3000. And there's also the level 4 hybrid that boosts the security. And this isn't once per turn, so if you unsuspend with the Savior Huck inheritable, swing again, you'll get another 2000, so plus 4000. Plus the 3000 Jesmon gets for playing a Digimon. And if you've got the Demi Mirror, even a System on Seal on the field, then you can get past that beefy security that yellow has. So yeah, Agumon's good for that in that sense. The last 2 red rookies are 2 Gilmon. I'm not sold on running 2 Gilmon. We're not running any Gallantmon again for its effect, but inheritable, when you delete an opponent's Digimon is deleted, trigger draw 1. That could be swinging into it. That could be like a Bauhuck inheritable deleting something. I obviously was running the EX01 BMon before, when you attack a player, draw 1, which is a bit more consistent in a sense. But yeah, I was thinking about cutting out Gilmon for a 3rd Agu, depending. You could do that. Or if you want to boost Gaussmon, you could bump up Gaussmon to 3. But Gilmon is still good to get a bit more draw. But yeah, that's 14 red rookies in total. I think we only had 12 or 13 last time, so I wanted to bump it up for a bit more consistency, not to break on turn 1. Next up, we've got the System on rookies. This is System on Blanc. We're running 4 System on Blanc instead of 3 this time. And yeah, so I won't explain it again too much, but if you have a Huckmon or Ron out on the field, all your Systemons including Blanc's game blocker. And on play, trigger draw 1, so just the blanket effect of playing this for 3 costs and drawing 1, or just playing this off Jess and drawing 1, and then all of a sudden they become blockers is just really powerful. But we bumped it up to 4 because Jesmon is pretty much the only deck this format that runs blockers, and you know, blockers are actually really important in this deck because it stalls out a lot of the hybrid decks you'll be playing against. But yeah, we're running 4 Blanc also because we're running 2 System on Blanc Awakened. Now this is another new card. On play, you may play 1 System on Blanc from your hand or trash under this card to recover 1. Now red never had access to recovery before, so this is really nice. We're running the 4-2 split because you want to see more of this, but at times if you see the System on Blanc Awakened, you got to weigh up the option if you are playing it off Jess. Do you want to play the Blanc and recover, or to make them have to take out an extra security, or do you want to play the Blanc instead to have another blocker, which it's sort of the same thing in a way. But yeah, it has another effect which is really nice. On deletion, return 1 Jesmon, Huckmon or Systemon in its name other than Systemon Blanc Awakened from your trash to your hand. So this is nice if you're whiffing, like you don't have your level 5 Savior or you don't have your Jesmon. You can swing with this, hopefully it dies because it's 5k, and then you can bring back your Savior or your Jesmon from your trash and then keep going. It's nice early to mid game as well if you haven't hit your 5 or 6, or you're missing your Jesmon and it got hit in security and it's in your trash. You can hopefully make this get deleted, like swinging into security, and then you bring back your Jess and then you keep going. Really good inclusion. I think 2 from what I've tested is good. So that's 6 level 3 Systemons plus 14 level 3s. So if you wanted to, this deck can do Rookie Rush if it needs to. Moving on. 4-Bow Huckmon. We're still running 4-Bow Huckmon. It's searchable off your OG Huckmon. You can boost its DP to get rid of stuff. It's inheritable. Delete something with 5,000 or less if you have a Systemon in play. Even more important this meta, because you can get rid of annoying things like Pokemon, which the opponent gets value off those things. And some hybrids level 4s are only 5,000 as well, so this can delete that too. So yeah, definitely still want to run 4 of it. Level 4s are relatively the same. We're running 3 Greymon this time instead of 4. It's security attack +1 inheritable. I don't have to harp on about it too much because yeah, it's so strong. But yeah, I have thought about bumping it up to 4 again because you see it a bit less often. As I said last time, sometimes you want to digivolve the Bowhuck, sometimes you want to digivolve the Greymon. We still have Ty that gives security, but I want to make room for a 4th one again. Perhaps drop a rookie or something for a 4th. But 3 is still good. 3 to 4 is still a really strong card in this deck. And last for our red level 4s, 2 Agunimon. We're still running 2 Agunimon because Agunimon for game is really strong. You can digivolve this on your Ty for 2 cost and then finish the game that way. If you didn't want to cut down rookies, you could cut 1 Agunimon down for a 4th Greymon. But no, 2 Agunimon is still good. And our level 4 Systemons, just 2 Systemon CL. So we were running 3 before, now we've cut it down to 2. All your Digimon with Huckmon in their names or Royal Knights in their type gain 2000 DP. So this is still important to boost your Jesmon, still nice to boost your other stuff. It can become a 5k blocker from Systemon Blanc. And on play game 1 memory, so it's really a 3 cost. I am not playing Systemon Seal Awakened because I believe it's the weaker of the 2 awakened, the new Systemons. So we're not playing this Systemon. Pretty much the same thing as Systemon Blanc Awakened. You can tuck under a CL, but instead of recovering 1, you can delete something with a play cost of 5 or less, which I don't think is super necessary because you've got Bowhuckmon that can delete things with 5,000 or less. But Systemon CL is still important, so we're running 2 of it, and it's 8 Systemons in total, which I think is a good number. But yeah, on to the level 5s. 4 Savior Huckmon. Apart from Jesmon, this is like one of the most important cards in the deck. It's getting limited to 1 for a reason. When digivolving, you could push out your level 4 at times if you wanted to, a bit early. Digivolve this and play a Systemon for free without paying for its cost. If you play the Systemon Seal off this, then it only costs 2, and then you can digivolve into Jess, and then for like a total of 5 memory, which sometimes if you do have enough memory, you can go into Jess that turn. It's inheritable. Obviously, you can unsuspend with a Systemon in play. In combination with Jesmon is just amazing. And yeah, you definitely need to run 4 of this. Our fifth level 5, which was a Voltramon before, is a War Growlmon now. Now, with the Voltramon, it's just a flat inheritable security +1. With this, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, this Digimon gets security +1. So if you're piercing with Jesmon, it combos well with that. You still get the security effect, the security +1. But really it's when attacking effect, that's why we're playing it, because of its flexibility. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 or less. So you can push this out and then swing, get rid of their annoying thing like Bokomon or something. If you have a Systemon in play, you can, and you have a Bauhawk underneath, you can delete something with 3000 or less, and then delete something with 5000 or less, like a level 4 hybrid or something. So it really combos well with each other. And yeah, I just think it's a bit more flexible and than the Voltramon. But yeah, it's good. Boss monster for Jesmon. We're still only running 4 Jesmon, no other level 6s. Yeah, there's ways to search for it, there's ways to thin out your deck to get it, there's ways to get it back with Blanc Awakened. But it's pretty much Jesmon or bust, but you can champion and rookie rush if you don't see the Jesmon. But yeah, not much to say. Jesmon's really strong. And level 7's just the 1 Omnimon instead of 2 this time. Sometimes if you saw 2 in hand, it will be a bit clunky, especially early game. You only need the one of it if you see it early to mid or mid to late to slap it on Jess and then keep going. Like take out extra security or blitz for game. But we've got 2 Goonie to do that as well. The only thing I would say is if you're only running one of it, if it's in security, that's a bit annoying. But if it is in security and they've got a big Digimon, it'll probably die because Omni is 14k. So it's not too bad. But yeah, 1 Omni is good. If you wanted to up it to 2, you can. But yeah. Next up, we've got Judgment of the Blade. Still running 2 copies of it. It's still really strong and important. You can delete things that are unsuspended. You can play this on your small things. You can play this on your Savior. But it's really good when you play it on your Jesmon. If there's things that are unsuspended you want to get rid of, and you'll still have the piercing. And its security effect is still really strong. Let's say you have a Hakmon on the field. You can play your Systemon from your trash or hand, and then it still adds to your hand. So now you could play, let's say they're at 0 memory, you could play a CL and then their turn will end. If you have a Hakmon on the field, you can play a Blanc and then it becomes a blocker and you get to draw one at the very least. But now there's a cool little interaction. You can play an Awakened if you don't have a Hakmon on the field for Blanc to become a blocker. You could play Blanc Awakened off this, grab a Blanc from your trash, put it underneath it, and then you recover one, so they have to deal an extra damage in security to win the match. And sometimes that extra security will put the game in your favor if they're going for lethal. But yeah, 2 Judgment of the Blade, really good. Next up, we're running 1 Delegate Plan. Not as important in this meta. Obviously, things like security control aren't prevalent as they used to be. In some matchups, Delegate Plan is still important. But yeah, you still want to run 1 of it in case you do need it, if you're going for a big swing and you want to be a bit safe. And insecurity adds to your hand, so yeah, 1 is still good. It'll be in your hand eventually. Next up, 1 Gravity Crush. I'm a big fan of Gravity Crush. So I have thought about bumping it back up to 2, because if it is in security, it doesn't add to your hand, it just does nothing. But yeah, you can still accelerate into your Jesmon with this. If you're at 0 memory at the end of a big turn, you can play this and then a Goonie for game. And yeah, I've spoken about Gravity Crush before, but it's still really good. Still running 2 red memory boost. This is another good searcher if you're missing a piece. You can play this down and gain 2 memory to accelerate even further. With this and the Gravity Crush and Seal, you can just keep accelerating your plays. And in security, this goes into your battle area and you can gain 2 memory off it later. But yeah, another way to grab your Savior or your Jess. Sometimes it'll hit your Systemons and then they go to the bottom, which is a bit annoying. But you're playing 8 Systemons, so you're still going to see some later on if you hit 1 or 2 with this and they go to the bottom. Yeah. And the last card is of course 3 tie. Still running 3, that's why I was running 2 Goonie still. This is your memory tamer. Obviously, especially in this format, people try and leave you at 1, so 3 is really important so you see it. And if you've got your full stack up to your Jesmon, a security +1, which is very strong. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. With the testing I've done, Jesmon still really strong against green hybrid. It's still strong, especially the Gaussmon that stops their stuff. It's really good against yellow because they try and recover and boost up their security DP. Jesmon can still deal with that quite easily. And yeah, it's really good. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and let me know if you guys have tested out Jesmon and BT7, what you think, what changes you might make, and we'll have more BT content coming up soon. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.